Goresh. You are listening to the Let's Go Devils podcast on the Primetime Radio Network.
Happy Devils Thursday. This is Devils After Dark, coming to you live from the Primetime Radio Studios inside the bunker in an undisclosed location in beautiful New Jersey. And coming to you live from George McFly's basement somewhere in beautiful New Jersey. Scotty, a Sirius XM Liquid Metal. It's for streaming live on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, X Live, and Twitch on the Let's Go Devils Network. Devils falling short to the Kings tonight, 2-1, Scotty.
Mm-hmm.
I love the snarl. I love the chippiness. There was a lot of drama out on the ice, but the Devils fall short. But there's lots to talk about. There's still a lot of positives coming out tonight.
There is, and I can't even. Well, you know what? I'll blame myself for this one because I said I was going to be at all the games, but as Sam Woo knows, I've come down with a little bit of an illness here, much like Vitek Vanacek and Palat and many others on the Devils team throughout this season.
But is it combined? Is it combined illness and lower body injury?
It's not a lower body injury plus illness. I think it's just straight up illness here.
Okay.
Scotty adjusting from the nice weather of Southern California to the snow of New Jersey over here. Got himself a little bit of the old sniffles. So I had to sit this one out because I want to make sure that I'm at least 80% for the outdoor game on Saturday, which I do not want to miss. And I'm excited about the big tailgate. Of course, you can see the QR code up there on your screen. Feel free to scan it if you haven't already. Sam Woo's got all the updates. Look at that. Look at that.
This is just breaking. Yeah.
Yep.
Cases of
Ann Crew Brew right there, ready to go for this Saturday.
And that's the wave number 1.
That's wave number 1. And I'll let you know that I officially told Sam Woo and Beer Baron and Short Sky before I got the order in for a 6-foot Submarino, as Sam Woo likes to call it, the Submarino. So we'll have the old 6-foot Submarino coming our way with plenty of chips and Doritos and all that sort of good stuff. What's up, Sam?
Mrs. Woo, as you're watching, you're taking notes for me. If you wouldn't mind, get the pocket cookies at Costco tomorrow. I forgot to add that. I forgot to add that on the list. But don't heat them up. Let Paul do that.
Yeah, Paul Marino's pockets will heat up those cookies just fine and dandy. So get them nice and melty and delicious with a little bit of lint to go along with it. And that's that extra flavoring that we like here at Devils After Dark.
A touch of cigar. A
little touch of cigar as well. Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
It's flavoring. You know, it's a little spice. That's all.
Yeah. They're Cuban cookies. Cuban pocket cookies, anyway.
Oh, man. Well, yeah, tough game, though, tonight for the Devils. Although there were some very big bright points in this game. Unfortunately, Devils cannot go streaking. We can't do the Will Ferrell old school here because their win streak, if you want to call it that, stops at 2. Hey, 2's a streak. And our home winning streak stops at 1. So we were hoping to maybe rattle a few off. I know I was 1-0, and I'll take all the blame for this, for getting a cold and not being able to be at the game tonight. It was good to see Vinny Parisi in town, though. If you missed him on Game Day Live, he was hanging out at American Whiskey with Beer Baron and Short Sky. And super excited to get a whole crew together on Saturday. Tailgate. Join our crew. You see the QR code. Scan it if you haven't already to get all the latest updates about what's going on this Saturday. Now, to the game. Number 53 on the season. At home here against the Kings from Los Angeles, much like me, just in town. For the week here, and the Kings are coming. Listen, they've been struggling lately. You know, they're a good team. They started off like a ball of fire, just fired their coach recently, and they got walloped by Buffalo the other night, 7-0. They had a touchdown put up against them. So you knew they were going to come out swinging tonight. Watch out for Byfield, and he was the difference maker in the end of this game. That kid, he's going to be good. Oof, is he going to be good? He's a big boy as well. But, will the Timo time continue? Will we see the power play improve? Can we get another home win? Or are the Devils going to be looking forward and bypassing this game, and looking forward to that outdoor game? I don't think they did. I just think the Kings played them real tough and played them real well. Good defensive structure in that trap. Love seeing Nico Dawes back in net. I know this is something we were talking about with this team, just kind of almost seemed like they were just throwing anything at the wall and see what it would stick with the goaltending situation. And it was like, hey, why don't we give one of these guys a run, even if they do have a bad game in there? Just let them get 4 or 5 games in a row. I was very, very happy to see Nico Dawes back there in net, and he was by far the difference maker for the Devils, because this game probably could have been a little bit more in favor of the Kings if it wasn't for Nico Dawes. And real quick, we have no more teenagers on defense. Happy birthday, Shimon Nemec, turning the big 2-0 today. Wish we could have got him a win, but now him and Luke are in their 20s officially. So youngsters, well, they still are, but either way, they're not in their teens anymore. No more teenagers, no more teen angst on the defense for the Devils. So first period, man, the Kings were really throwing it at the Devs. What would we have, like 5 shots, I think, in the first period? Yeah, 5 shots to the Kings, 13. That's typically going to happen when you get walloped 7-0 the game previous. And let me tell you, Nico Dawes made a huge save. It was about midway through the first period, and it was Byfield who had a shot from the slot that didn't make it to goal. And then it was like a bouncing puck, and it landed right on the backhand of Kopitar. And he throws that on net, and you saw Nico Dawes just outstretch that glove and make a robbing save of him to keep the game knotted at 0-0. Huge number of saves by Nico Dawes tonight that were just, scene stealing, one might say. The Devils really didn't get their first good opportunity of the game until about midway through the first with the fourth line, Holtzy, Bastian, Noshik, real good chance. After the Kings were pushing the play for like the first 15 minutes, Dawes was tracking the puck well. Devils had a PK. They stood tall with Nico Dawes. Defensive structure, I think you can say, in the past number of games is vastly improved. We're not seeing guys just, left uncovered, wide open in front of the net anymore. And it's also, look at that, having the goalie play improved as well when you don't leave all those high danger opportunities wide open like that. And we're going to have to talk about the Markstrom possible trade in a little bit. I have my issues with that, and I'll tell you why in a little bit. But either way, nothing heading into the second. Luke takes a high stick penalty. You got to be in control of your stick, son. Devils back to the PK, but killed it off. They didn't allow any shots on goal in that power play. So really good there by them, by the Devs. And then they had a power play themselves. Jack Hughes rips one off the mask of Rittich. And then it happened. Short-handed goal for the Kings at 8:07 of the second period to get them on the board, 1-0. And this was after this PP1 unit was on the ice for the entire power play. Okay, no breaks for PP2 or anything like that. Like, they were out there. And I get it, they were pinned in there, but maybe we should have tried to cycle some of the guys from PP2 out there, because Luke just looked at a gas there at the end. And, he's got a minute 57 shift. And on that power play, he's skating around all over the place with Jack at the point, moving the puck. And was it Kempe? Yeah, it was Kempe just blew right by him onto a shorthanded break. He moves to cut across the goal mouth, and Nico Dawes makes the initial save. And I don't know how this happened. I think the puck hit Dawes and then came out and hit Luke's skate and ricocheted backwards the opposite direction. It was a wild bounce there, and right to Kopitar. So he makes up for getting robbed in the first period on the backhand save that Dawes made with his glove, and he's able to get this one. Easy tap in there. Shorthanded goal with 3 seconds left on the power play for the Kings. 1-0, and Nico Dawes just had no chance on that one. So the Devils surrendered the first goal again. Seen that before. But I think what was really going on here was the Kings were just playing that trap, that 1-3-1, really, really well. And they were clogging up the lanes on the Devils, not letting them get any offensive opportunities. Nico Hischier drew a holding call. Devils back to the power play. And then there we go. At 12:58 to PPG, power play goal for the Devils. Holy Toffoli gets some inside position there, down low on the power play, boxing out like he's one of those Charles Barkley power forwards over there. And I think was it Jesper Bratt? Yes, it was Jesper Bratt. Gets the shot from the sideboards that comes on in, and then Toffoli is able to box his man out, and he's able to put home the rebound for his 23rd, his team-leading 23rd goal of the season. Again, that's a power play goal at 12:58. Bratt gets the assist, the primary, his 37th, and Jumpin' Jack Flash. Gentleman Jack gets his 32nd assist of the season, ties it up 1-1, just a little more than halfway through the game. And then more of the Nico Dawes show. You could see that he's just gaining confidence out there. And man, I really hope that Lindy plays him on Saturday as well. Because we've already seen the reports that Vanacek isn't going to be back. I really hope they just keep riding Nico Dawes here for a little bit and let this kid get some reps, because he looked really good out there. Made another big save. So I initially thought he got it with the blocker, but he was sliding across and the shot was actually lower. And you saw on the replay that he got it with his leg. So just he was all over the place tonight, and he really did keep the Devils in this game. Then we had a little bit of the rough stuff over there with Arvidsson elbowing Jack Hughes in the head. What's up with that? I think it could have very easily been a double minor there, but they only called just a regular penalty. Toffoli comes in afterwards, and then Jack says enough of that. A la what he did last year in the playoffs with Sebastian Aho, and Jack starts stepping to Arvidsson, and he gets a roughing call. Don't call me Jack Lady Bing Hughes anymore, because that's not who he is, all right? He's Jack 2 minutes for roughing Hughes nowadays. And he was pissed. You saw him in the penalty box. He was chirping all the way. Devils get a little 4-on-4 action. Jesper Bratt, he actually got himself the Jack Hughes type shot where he comes in, and instead of shooting near side, goes for that far side angle. And Rittich, oh man, I didn't even realize this at first, but because I thought it just went off the sorry about that. Sorry, my nose with the sniffles. I'm sure that sounded lovely into the microphone over there. But I thought Jesper Bratt just ripped that one off the post, but Rittich just gets a piece of it with his blocker that sends it up, and then ting off the post for Jesper Bratt on the 4-on-4 play. And then as Jack and Arvidsson are getting out of the penalty box at the end of that 4-on-4, Jack is right there almost to make the Kings pay, goes in on a break. It kind of looked like there was another holding call happening right there on Arvidsson. And obviously Jack was a little bit thrown off because the puck, after he takes his initial shot, he's at the side of the net. He gets the puck right back to him, and he just shoots it off the side. And that's not very Jack Hughes-like. And he went back, and he slammed his stick against the glass. And then on the bench, he broke it over the boards. So Jack was a bit pissed. And you know what? I like seeing that. Remember we talked about that. That's that accountability that Jack expects performance, not only from his teammates, but from himself. He holds himself to that standard of being able to complete those plays. And he knows that he let him get himself a little distracted there with the Arvidsson stuff, and he put a very easy, tap-in goal off the side of the net. So love seeing that, though, from Jack, that fire and that passion. I think it was something that was definitely missing when he wasn't in the lineup. And I think they had it at the beginning of the game. The Devils, when they have Nico and Jack in the lineup, are what, 19-8-1 or something like that, or 19-8-2? So that should speak volumes about how important those two guys are to this team. No, Nico Dawes then made a big save on Arvidsson the next time down the ice right after that. So good. We didn't let Arvidsson get a goal after that. And then Dubois started trying to start some stuff with Luke Hughes, and then Brendan Smith says, "Oh no, I don't think so, son." And he comes up and he delivers, just kind of stands him up right at the blue line. And love seeing that with Brendan Smith back in the lineup. We've talked. He's had some missteps on the defensive side and some penalties, some bad timing penalties. But you know what? He's always brought some muscle, and he's always stood up for his teammates. So love seeing that with old number 2 back there in the lineup. The Devils then get another power play right at the end of the second period. Fiala got an interference call on Lazar. Kind of looked like it should have been a slashing call because it looked like he slashed him across the chest. But they called it interference. Could have been a little bit of a makeup as well for only giving Arvidsson just not a double minor for that elbowing call, because it was an elbowing to the head on Jack Hughes. Wouldn't be surprised if maybe there's a little review of that play in the next day or so, but we'll see what happens. Power play carries over into the third period, where it's still tied up 1-1, and that is unfortunately killed off. Then the Devils get another power play, 4 shots on goal, but nothing on net. The Kings then get a delayed penalty. Byfield, woo! We lucked out because he missed a wide open shot there on the delayed penalty. And then the Devils go to the penalty kill. Thomas Noshik and Brendan Smith, both big shot blocks on that penalty kill, until Arvidsson takes a slashing call, and it puts the teams on 4-on-4 for about a minute 10. We had Jesper Bratt after that expired with a great hustle on the back check. Another shorthanded break for the Kings. And I don't remember who it was that was on the break for the Kings, but Jesper Bratt got back on that back check, and then they tried to chip the puck up back to the far side, and Nico Dawes was there to, boom, flash that glove one more time. So, man, did he have a great evening. And wasn't there one, did I not write that down, or did I skip over that, where man, did I skip over that somewhere? Where Nico Dawes made... Oh, yeah, that's right. Right after Toffoli... I almost missed that one. Right after Toffoli scored in the second, the Kings came down, and they had a wallop of an opportunity right after the goal. And Nico Dawes made one of those diving, stretching saves, glove save. And I don't know if you saw this on the replay. His glove was going back. It was going back this way and pulled that puck back out of the net. That would have been an absolute momentum killer had the Devils just tied it up on the power play and then let the goal come back. But either way, we're into the third period, and it is Byfield here that finally makes his presence truly felt near the end of the game. And he basically got the same inside position that Tyler Toffoli did on the Devils' power play goal in the second. And he's able to box out Colin Miller. And let me tell you, I mean, this one, I don't think you can put on Nico Dawes. And I don't know if you can really put it on Colin Miller either, because if you watch the replay, Byfield, he's a big boy. He's 22 now. He's going to be a monster. And he is really, really strong. And the initial shot comes in that Dawes makes the save on. And then Byfield's able to get the puck on the toe of the stick back on the backhand, okay, and then move it over around. And as he's going to shoot it, which, by the way, he roofs it, like hits the top of the crossbar, the underneath of the crossbar and in, okay? He roofs it from right there in front of the net. He's literally in the crease. And as he's doing that, Colin Miller comes across and slashes the hell out of his stick, and Colin Miller's stick breaks in half, but it doesn't stop Byfield. And he's able to put it in for his 17th? Yeah, his 17th of the year. He's starting to have this breakout, year because I think he was drafted, 2020? I think he was drafted in 2020. But he's going to be a good player. But that's it. 2-1 Kings. The Devils get a couple good more opportunities. Lindy pulled Dawes with about a minute 45-ish left in the game. The best opportunity was Tyler Toffoli. He shot one from about mid-range, and he kept it low. And Jesper Bratt and I can't remember who else was in the front there. It ping-ponged around, though, a little bit, and it hit off of Jesper Bratt's foot. I think it was Palat there was in front as well. And the Devils just can't put it home past Rittich. They end up losing this game 2-1 at home. The home winning streak is now over. Shots on goal for the Devils, 5-7, 15 in the third. So they turned it on in the third. But, man, you got to kind of tip your hat to the Kings. Like I said, after getting crushed by the Sabres 7-0, they came out and they played some really solid defense, trap style, 90s Devil style through the first two periods. For a total of 27, the Kings 13-8-8 for a total of 29. Very rare. You don't see this very often, but the Kings dominated in the faceoff circle. 25 wins to the Devils 19. Power plays, Devils were 1 for 5, Kings were 1 for 4. Hits all even, 20 apiece, and the Devils had 21 block shots. This defensive unit, even though they lost tonight, is playing a lot better. And Nico Dawes is coming up with some really big, timely saves. It sucks that they lost, but there are some positives out of this one. Would love to hear what you think about it. YouTube Live, Facebook Live, Twitter, X, Instagram, wherever the hell else we are on the old interwebs right now. Let's Go Devils Podcast Network. It is Devils After Dark. I'm Scotty, and let's check in with the king of the football calls himself to see what he thought of this game. Sam, by God, woo.
It was a disappointing loss, but I'm not down on the team. I think the team, look, biggest difference between the new look, the revamped Devils versus the Devils before the All-Star break, they don't retreat. They do not retreat. And the blue line, our defense, is now standing up to players. They're not just being so passive. Of course, there's going to be mistakes made, but it's just one of those games where you lose 2-1. Jack could have had that one shot go in that sequence where he came out of the penalty box and all that. But I think he was so steamed that that if he wasn't so pissed off, that puck would have went in, because I think he held the stick a little too tight on that one, and he wanted it so bad. So I tweeted out earlier during the game that, I love a pissed off Jack Hughes. We all love this team pissed off. Now they're playing for each other. This is what we've been talking about, Scotty, over and over again on the Devils After Dark. But since All-Star break, they're playing for their teammates. They have each other's back. And, I didn't want to see Jack go over and try to, hit Arvidsson. But I'll tell you, reading lips on the bench, I don't know how true this is, but someone said that Jack, when he was screaming, he said that people pay to watch me. People pay to watch me. And he's absolutely correct.
That's funny. I like that. Yeah. That's good. And I will say, because I see a couple people talking about it here, I kind of, it might be a penalty, but I kind of liked when he broke his stick and threw it out of the ice from the bench.
Oh, I know.
I think he could get an unsportsman for that, but yeah. We don't want him to go all right supernova. We don't want him to go full Sidney Crosby. But I like that Jack gets pissed and he holds himself accountable for those sort of things too.
It shows he cares.
Yeah.
He shows he cares. And what that does, he's a pillar of the team. He's one of the leaders of the young nucleus. And when his teammates see that and they pay attention to that, they're going to also follow suit. And it's an emotional game, and it's great to see Jack show some emotion, and it was great to see him getting out of the box and immediately retaliate and try to score a goal. Again, you're going to win some, you're going to lose some. It just feels like a little bit like what happened with Carolina, where they lost 1-0, but they played so good. There's the consistency. They're playing well. But I'm just so pleased and happy they're just not retreating anymore. They're not playing scared or a little loosey-goosey. They're hitting, and seeing Luke Hughes mix it up a little bit, and the other guys, and you know what? Credit LA. They got spanked the other night. Spanked.
Oh, yeah.
And they came out mad. But the Devils didn't retreat. They fought back. And that's a long ways what they were a couple of years ago.
I agree. I think the defense has been playing better. Ramona, you're right. We needed those 2 points. We need all these 2 points right now because the Devils put themselves in this position. And Corbin, and I believe it was John Woodson. I think that's a new user over here, or unless we haven't seen you in a little while. Talking about this game could have been a lot worse. It could have easily been maybe 3-1, 4-1, if it wasn't for Nico Dawes. And I know we've heard the rumors about the Jacob Markstrom trade and everything like that. I don't know. I don't think it's a good idea. I just don't think it's a good idea. I've read who is rumored to be going into that package, and you know me, I'm part of the hashtag free Alexander Holtz movement, but I don't believe we should be freeing him to another team, especially the Calgary Flames, who already got Igor Sharangovich out of us. I do not think that is a good idea, especially because, as a lot of people have said, and we've had our Finding Timo meme used quite often this year, Timo has struggled, and that's 8.8. That's tied up right there in someone that we were thinking is going to be this goal scoring machine, and so far it hasn't happened. And again, injuries and everything like that. I get it. But I don't think it's a wise idea to be trading someone like Holtz, who can bring scoring, and he's cheap. Let's face it, he's cheap right now because he's a young kid. Is the idea of getting Markstrom and his contract? I know that's the big sticking point as well, is Calgary doesn't want to retain any of his contract. And Fitzy's like, yeah, no, we're going to need you to do that. And if they don't want to, you got to start pulling some pieces out of that trade puzzle. But for me, I don't want to see Holtz go. I just think he's got a lot of talent. And you look at someone like Byfield, you see how he's starting to develop and starting to take off. Holtzy is and he's playing in a first line role, whereas Holtzy's only playing down on the fourth line. Just imagine where he might be in like 2 years from now. I don't know. I don't know if the Markstrom deal is right. I liked what I saw out of Nico Dawes tonight. And I don't know about how you feel about this, Sam, but the idea of just giving these goalies some consistent play. I hope Nico Dawes is back in there on Saturday. I mean, I got to look right now, but I know he was one of the stars of the game. And let me see here. He had a .931 save percentage tonight, giving up 2 goals.
Yep.
I mean, he's been stellar.
He has been. He definitely has been stellar. And
That's also the defense, like you've talked about, though.
Yeah, yeah. I
The
mean,
defense playing better and more structured and not giving up all those just insane chances right in the middle of the slot in those high danger areas.
good defense complements great goaltending. When Marty Brodeur played with that defense in front of him, it was magic because it really, let's just say that every night you knew the Devils had a chance to win, and you knew the Devils had a chance to shut the other team down. And we're seeing it right now. They're reciprocating, and just the way the Devils are playing defensively, it's more physical. They're not. One of the things that Chico pointed out on the Devils Hockey Network is they're not retreating back so quickly and so easily on every single play. And you got to get in the faces of the opposing team when they try to cross your blue line. You got to make it like hell. Make them earn every single pass and be disruptive. And again, it's still a work in progress, but we've seen the improvements. And the scary thing is I think they can even do better what they're doing right now. And Jonas Siegenthaler, apparently he's possibly
skating.
Yeah, possibly coming back soon.
Yeah. And I agree with Corbin over here too. Markstrom will never be worth more. He's 34, hurt 3 times a year this alone. Yeah, Fitzy's always been about young and fast, and you start trading all these guys, and all of a sudden, before you know it, you got a pretty, aged team, and that's not. I don't know. I just don't think that's the way to go about it. That's just me. But
well, JP,
again, I'm a little biased because I think Holtzy's going to be someone special.
Yeah, JP makes a great point. Fitzy driving out the price to walk away. Watch. Yeah, Beer Baron made the point in our group text about Carolina. He thinks it's Carolina trying to go after Markstrom.
That's true.
And,
that's true, yeah.
Hey, you're a Metropolitan Division rival. Yeah, I would be pump faking and leaking stuff into the media and even talking to Calgary just to kind of show up Carolina what the market really is like.
Okay.
So
I'll be down with that.
Oh, yeah. I'm all about doing that. I mean, it's kind of like on eBay. Sometimes I do this. There's a product that I don't want, but I see there's a bidding war, so I just add my 2 cents in there, praying that somebody outbids me.
You do like the Price is Right, like $500 and one.
Yeah. or $500, 501, because that's
501.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, yeah. I mean, this was a tough game tonight, but I will say, if I have to look, and who just threw this out there? Thank you, R. Nunez. Nico Dawes is up to a .909 save percentage this season, which, what? A Devils goalie above 900? That feels like, years and years ago since that happened, for the season. So, I mean, I was really impressed with his play tonight. Yeah. Is he going to have a knockout game every single? No, of course not. But I think it's smart of Lindy, instead of just consistently flip-flopping these goaltenders back and forth, to let one of them have this run. And I think they were going to do it with Vanacek, but he got hurt. And now Nico Dawes has been the next guy up, and who knows, maybe he takes this opportunity and he just actually really goes with it. So, and Ronaldo, yeah, I mean, I kind of thought LA would come out with a little bit more oomph tonight. They are a veteran team with a lot of, champion leaders, as we remember from the oh man, was that 2012? Holy jeez, was that over 10 years ago? Wow. Man. They still have some of those guys on there. Doughty and Kopitar, who can really just make the magic happen. And Kopitar tonight, he almost had two, but he was robbed on the one by Nico Daw. So I knew that they were going to come out with a little bit more of a swing tonight, and Nico Dawes stood his ground. I will say that. But in the end, Devils lose, and that sucks. That sucks because they need these points no matter what, and now they have a massive game on Saturday. Not only is it the fun outdoor game, I'm sure we're gonna have longer intermissions because Jonas Brothers and Gaslight Anthem concerts and everything like that. And this whole spectacle. This is a really, really important 4-point game here against a team that they're trailing in the Metro. This is I don't want to say a must-win, but this is pretty damn close to a must-win after this loss tonight. Even if they were able to, get a point at tonight, maybe if they lost an OT or a shootout, they need this win on Saturday. And then you got the Caps on Tuesday as well. So a bunch of important 4-point games coming up. All divisional games going to be happening here down the stretch as we ride through it.
Yeah.
And Val, I think the Devils should have been ready for the Kings to bounce back. And I thought they did a good job in the first period, though, kind of weathering that storm when the Kings had 13 shots. But really, I feel like the first, 6, 7 or so weren't, really dangerous, high danger, scoring. It was that one that Dawes got on that bouncing puck from Kopitar, where he went and he got that backhand glove save off the backhander from Kopitar. And that was about 10 minutes into the first period. So I thought they did a pretty good job. But what I will say is the Kings played really good defense, as opposed to what they didn't do against Buffalo, getting the touchdown put up against them. The Kings went into a trap mode 1-3-1, and they did not come out of it for quite some time in this game. And it worked for them. It definitely worked for them.
Yeah.
And the Flyers got a point tonight. Yeah, so okay, I'll say it. It's a must win on Saturday. Got to keep pace. Got to keep pace here.
It's going to be a night game.
It's going to be freezing.
Did I read this right? That Gaslight Anthem is going to play live the goal song when we score?
Yes, they've officially jinxed us into getting shut out come Saturday because, that is the plan every time that the Devils score. Knock on every piece of wood possible here.
Yeah.
That the Gaslight Anthem is going to play the goal song live for everyone in the stadium. And then I believe they're supposed to play in the first intermission, and the Jonas Brothers play pregame and then second intermission. So
which one
is going to be a long night,
Scotty? Which one are you looking for?
What am I looking forward to? I'm looking forward to seeing those beautiful jerseys out there on the ice, under the lights, at MetLife, hanging out with my good friend Sam Woo over here, up in the stands, having a tailgate with a bunch of good friends beforehand, and hopefully getting to meet a good number of people who I see their usernames here on the old YouTube Live day in and day out. I'm very excited to meet anyone and everyone who can come by. We were in M2, right? That's us?
M2, yeah.
M2.
Marty
come on by.
Yep.
Come on by. That's right. We're going to have the 6-foot Submarino. We have some other friends that we know are going to be helping out too. And then
the Irish stew, also known as Ann Crew stew.
And we're going to have some Ann Crew stew. Yeah, so there's going to be a lot of fun stuff going on. We're going to have the football passes from Paul Marino, pocket cookies. If you catch it, you get a pocket cookie. Yeah. Like we said, with that little extra bit of lint and cigar remnants,
Yeah.
So, and then hopefully I won't be sniffling into the microphone all the time like I've been doing tonight. I have my Vicks Puffs tissues over here.
Do you want me to do a one shot real quick? Here, I'll do.
Got my Pedialyte that I'm drinking. I got my tea that I'm drinking. I got my Mucinex. I got cough drops. I'm doing everything I possibly can to get myself back into shape. I wish I was so mad I was not at the game tonight. So I'm taking full blame that the Devils lost tonight.
Yeah.
You know, they won the other night when I was there. So naturally I have to view myself as a good luck charm. So I'm gonna take this L on me. You can put it on me tonight.
Yeah.
But Saturday, we're all gonna be there.
Oh.
So let's have a Devils W.
The Insane Pollock, first can of Ancrew Brew free, right? We're not selling anything. Just so people are aware. Yeah,
we're not. Yeah,
we're going to make sure that you're 21 or older, and that you're not like taking the can and giving it to a 14-year-old.
Yeah, please don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't look. We're going out on a limb here, saying, look, just come hang out with us. We share food, we share beers, 21 or older, and or share drinks or share stories. It's supposed to be a tailgate. We don't want to commercialize it. It's like the good old days of the Meadowlands where you pull up, you have your grill out, you got your cooler out, you say hello to people, you become friends. That's what it's about.
Yeah. And no, JP, I'm still 1-1 for games that I was at. I was only at the other game. I wasn't there tonight, so I'm still 1-0 for games that I was at. Ramona, we will have our podcast going.
Yes.
Pollock, I hope to see you there.
Actually, I tested it out today. Scotty, you saw the pictures, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like we
Sam
have this
did.
elaborate setup. Like we're going satellite internet.
Yeah.
We have to. There's no way with 80,000 people at that one area. There's no way that the cellular service is going to work. So we're going satellite. We're going to do our best, Ramona. I know you're a big fan and always show up,
sure,
but we're going to do our best.
Nunez, I'm sure Shorts Guy will have some merch that he'll be have for us there to purchase. The 6-foot Submarino is going to be first come first serve. That's a gift from us.
I got to clarify. I have to clarify. Sorry to interrupt.
What's that?
You could buy Shorts Guys T-shirts online.
Right.
The fulfillment center is in the back of the pickup truck.
Yes.
That's all it is. You're not buying it from Short. You're not giving cash. You're not doing that. It's we don't sell T-shirts online, but the fulfillment center will be there after you purchase online, and that's how it goes.
All right, Pollock will be there between 4 and 5. Felix, I know Sam Woo's going to be there pretty early because we have a nice little bonus with Pucks and Pitchforks. Our good friend Nick Villana, who will all be there. He's got the press credentials, so we can get into the parking lot a little early and set everything up. I'm going to be picking up the old. Yeah. I'm going to pick up the old Submarino, half Italian, half turkey. By the way, all right, so get a little best of both worlds. Maybe I'll pick up some D&D coffee, those coffee jug things as well. So we can all stay warm and everything.
Yep.
So, but yeah, it's all on us. We just want to say thank you. For and Ronaldo's you're looking for the Jonas Brothers merch that we won't have. Sorry, you'll have to go to the old no Jonas Brothers merch for us. Yeah, no, sorry about that one. Yeah,
but if it's a lucrative business, I will have Shorts Guy make some knockoffs.
Can we get like the South Park Mr. Muse Jonas Brothers shirts? What's all this about not wanting to wear the purity rings? Oh boy, I can't do that too much. My voice is gonna give out over here.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right, let's wrap this up, Sam Woo, before I put myself into I don't know, voice problems more than I already am.
I'll tell you what's going to be amazing. Devils After Dark after the game.
Oh yes.
After the game.
When we're freezing cold.
And there's a football call that has to be done.
Oh, man. It's going to be good times. Can't wait to see everyone there. We're going to hang out. We're going to have some fun. And let's hope we're talking about a Devils W.
Yeah.
A must-win situation over here against the rival Flyers. We'll hear from our friend Torts as well, I'm sure, during the day, which is always a blast. But the Devils have got to win this one to keep pace in this playoff push. Thank you, everyone. We'll talk to you soon.
Yeah. Yeah, joinourcrew.com. Sign up. And watch out for the emails and text message blasts in the next 48 hours. Because it's going to be a fun
over
ride.
here.
And also...
I was going to say, I got the Sam Woo. I got the UTI.
Yeah. And also our guest list. Who will stop by? You're going to love it.
Oh, yeah.
All A-list.
Yep.
Till next time, let's go Devils.